There are 36 million American adults who have reported some degree of hearing loss. Now, imagine you are part of the 36 million who have reported some degree of hearing loss. Let's take it one step further and say you are one of the 36 million and you are deaf. How would you communicate with a hearing person who does not know American Sign Language and doesn't want to learn? Learning to become an ASL interpreter is what I have been doing for the last 8 months. I have dove deep into the deaf culture and have learned about a whole new culture and how an interpreter is very beneficial to a deaf individual. The purpose of my speech is to inform the audience on the role of an ASL interpreter. Today I'm going to tell you how the role of an ASL interpreter can break the communication barrier between the hearing and the deaf. The first role of an ASL interpreter is to render the message faithfully. As an interpreter, it is important to receive the message from the deaf individual and interpret the message in proper form without changing the message. When you interpret it wrong, it will change what the deaf individual is trying to say. If you interpret wrong for your client, you can make the client look bad and lose the trust of your client and the community. Environmental settings can hinder the message being received by deaf individuals. An interpreter needs to be close to the speaker and have proper lighting. Making sure the deaf individual is positioned where he or she can see both the interpreter and the speaker is very important. It is important for the client to be able to see the full message and feel involved in what is going on. The role of the interpreter is not to talk for the client. The interpreter is there to encourage the individual and to encourage the individual to speak for themselves. They are not there to be the aide or the tutor, as stated by the Gallaudet University. The interpreter is able to educate anyone who is unaware of culture differences and help bridge the gap between the hearing and the deaf. In conclusion, I have shared with you some roles that an interpreter has when interpreting for a deaf client. Next time you see an interpreter with a deaf client, be patient and understand a lot goes into making sure the client is fully understood.